What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to do a recap of week number 2 of League. And if you guys are here to see how I did after my humongous 856 last week, I'm sorry to disappoint you. We are not even going to get close to that. Now, going into week 2, it was obviously a little different. Felt a little weird going into week 2 because I shot 856 week 1. So I was like, okay, what am I going to shoot week 2? I tried not to let that weigh too heavily on me, but as soon as I got into the bowling center, everyone was like, congratulations, oh my God, that was so amazing, blah, 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 which is awesome to hear. I'm glad that people actually care about how I'm bowling and whatnot, but it definitely felt a little weird going into League. Like, do I have to throw that exponent, just because I shot 850 last week, whatever the case is. And so in practice, I kind of just went through my whole normal process. I'm bowling against a really good friend of mine, Brian Cooper, who I don't like to lose to. So in practice, I threw, I think, a little bit of the Summit, a little bit of the Eternity Pi. And then, I went to the exponent in practice and it looked really good. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to start in the Summit, or in the exponent rather. And I'll start the stream here so you guys can just see all my shots. You can see that the very first shot was pretty horrific. Yanked it dead left, and then of course parlayed that into a miss. I'll let this kind of just play, and then at the end of game 1, I'll come back and really just give you a little bit of my feedback about what I saw, what I think I could have done there. So enjoy that. Mother. Get there. All right, so at the end of game number 1, the final score, let me look at my notes here, was 208 to 234. So I lost game 1, and it could have very easily been a win. I flagged 2 makeable spares that split when I leaked it super far to the right. It was all in all a pretty terrible game, which still resulted in at least a decent score. It was feast or famine, and I had a shot at 2 very makeable. I think if I just make those makeable spares, it would have been significantly closer. But a loss is a loss. It's my first loss of the season. So going into game 2, my mindset had to change a little bit. My mindset had to be, we're bowling on the low end of the center this week versus last week we were on the high end of the center. The high end seemed like it hooked way more, had way more room when I missed right. This week, it felt like I had to really shut down my angles. So let's get into game 2 now. And then at the end of game 2, again, I'll give you like a little recap of what I was thinking, what I liked, what I didn't like. Come on. Fouled. That was a big fat foul. Of course. All right, so that was game 2. I thought that there was going to be a little magic there left over from from last week, week number 1. I thought I had a pretty unbelievable look. I had the front 8 that game, like you guys just saw. That miss, I've looked at that shot so many times from last week all the way till right now. It looked like I definitely hit it enough at the bottom, but I missed in just a hair. It felt like it was pretty accurate. It felt like it should have struck, given me a chance to shoot 300. But it didn't hook at all. Left a makeable spare. I missed right on the spare. Thankfully, I threw it a little slow and I spared it. And then I come up in the freaking first frame of the 10th frame and I foul. And it was like, guys, this close. This freaking close over the line. And I fouled. Thankfully, it still resulted in a win. I'm looking here. The final score was 232 to 214. So, I mean, I really had at least a shot at 278, and I gave away so many pins by that foul. And then, of course, I threw the last ball. I thought it was better than the first one, and I 10-pin, as is, you know, the case. So, anyway, so I lost game 1, won game 2, and then this league, like I told you guys last week, is a Peterson points league. So the leadoff bowler bowls against the leadoff bowler, 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4, and it's all based on average. You don't get to choose the order. If you're the high average, you're the anchor. If you're the lowest average, you're the leadoff. And then the averages are set for the first 4 weeks. So the first 4 weeks, you're using your entering average. So for me, it is 215 entering average. After week 1, I was averaging 285. Obviously, I'm not going to keep that average forever. After this week, it's going to drop plenty, which we'll get to at the end of the video. So going into game 3, I haven't made a single ball change all season. 5 games in, 5 games with the exponent. This is going to be the game where I start to finally think about a ball change, and it's only going to happen on the right lane. But I'll get to it when we get there. Okay, so excuse that giant F-bomb there. And the reason I was so upset on that shot is because I did miss right, but it wasn't a humongous miss. It was one of those minimal error, maximum penalty. So this shot right here is the one where I'm thinking, okay, I think I need to get into something a little bit quicker, a little bit more responsive. And guys, let me just tell you, as soon as that thought comes into your head, you're going to have to make that ball change. So many times in my life, I've thought about the ball change, not made the change, and then ended up paying the penalty, which you guys are going to see on the very next shot on the right lane. Should have ball changed. And of course, I wrap a 10-pin on a really good shot. I made the move. I trusted it. I did everything that I thought I needed to do, and I wrapped a 10-pin. As if the 2-8-10 wasn't enough to tell me that I needed to get out of that ball, and only on the right lane. I thought I had the left lane super down packed. So after this shot here, you're going to see that I'm going to get into the virtual energy blackout, only on the right lane. And that's me thinking, Luis, you dumbass. You should have gone to the virtual energy blackout as soon as you 2-8-10. Maybe I could have gotten one extra strike. Is it going to matter? Is it not going to matter? I don't know. Well, obviously I do know because I know what happens. And you guys probably do too by this point. But as soon as that, like, it could have cost me, right? So As soon as that thought comes in your head, guys, just make that ball change, and you're going to see the rest of this game. See it. Come on, Cooper.
Come on, get some.
All right, so there you have it. I went 2 for 2 with the virtual energy on the right lane. I only had 2 shots left there on the right lane, and the ball looked amazing. I definitely should have gone to it sooner. Maybe now that I know that the virtual energy can be a really good go-to ball after the exponent, maybe you guys are going to be able to see that in league tonight. But all in all here, game 3 was 232 to 214, so I won my point, and then I won totals here, 687 to 638. So out of 8 possible points this season, I have won 7. Hopefully I can continue that. And then guys, every single Tuesday night tonight at 7 p.m. Central, you guys can join me live right here on YouTube. I live stream this entire league. I'm wearing the same mic that I'm wearing right now. The same mic. I wear it while I bowl. I'm answering questions all the time. And guys, it's a really safe place to come hang out. Sometimes there's trolls in the chat. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But all in all, if you have any questions about anything, I try my best to answer every single question. And guys, I appreciate you guys watching all my videos, the shorts, the live streams, the videos, all that stuff. I really appreciate it. My son Oliver and my wife Kalina really appreciate it. Click right here to watch another video. Click right here to subscribe. Till next time.